everyone and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the horror that was Art GCSE. So many people say that taking Art GCSE would be relaxing, but they have absolutely no idea. So even though I'm doing a degree, I would still consider my Art GCSE to be the hardest I've ever worked on something. And it was actually a little bit disappointing getting it all out and looking through it because it wasn't nearly as impressive as I remembered. I spent hours of work doing my Art GCSE. I didn't have any social life. I didn't really have any friends. I'm not quite sure I can blame that solely on my Art GCSE. I remember I would spend every lunchtime in the art room. For the two small sketchbooks I'm going to show you, I spent every single day of 2 summer holidays working on it from morning to evening. It was the most work I've ever done on anything. I did get an A star. Interestingly enough, originally I got an A and then my art teacher had the whole class remarked. I think it's because this was the year just before they switched it to 9:1 grading, so it's possible that the marking criteria has changed slightly. But yes, once it was remarked, I did get an A star, which, to be honest, I was so exhausted by the end that I didn't even feel that happy about it. I was just so relieved that it was over with. It's worth realising that if you take Art GCSE, you have to have quite good mental health because it's a huge amount of work that's expected of you if you want to get a really high mark. You will need to produce a lot, and even tiny drawings or paintings on a double page spread that I've done could have taken me hours, just to give you an idea of the sheer amount of time that I was spending on it. And then you're fully aware that an examiner will just flick through it and probably not even look at it for 2 seconds. It's great. But I thought I'd pass over to past me to tell you a little bit about what you'll need in order to get an A star or a 9 in Art GCSE. Hello, my name's Anna and welcome back to the Horror of Art GCSE series. If this is your first time with us, let me invite you to drag out your brushes and paints and any other random material that could be stuck in a sketchbook in the hopes of getting you a few more marks. And well, if you're halfway through, you'll already know the true horrors that await. I'll be listing all of the things that you will need at the bottom of the screen in order to get an A star in your Art GCSE. But for now, let's take a deep breath, disregard our mental health, and get started. Now we're going to have a look through my sketchbooks. So I did 3 big sketchbooks and 2 mini sketchbooks. 2 of them were on the theme of journeys, 2 were on the theme of openings, and 1 was on the theme of out of place. So all very abstract. Examiners really like to choose ridiculously abstract ideas. One hilarious thing was that one of the ideas on the list that you could choose from for the final project was angles, and several people in my class chose that because they wanted to make a sketchbook on angels. So people did get a bit confused. So tip number 1 for Art GCSE is to experiment. It's really important that you try and use as many different types of materials or media, to use the fancy term, as possible, because examiners really want to see you develop as an artist. I used to cut up bits of wrapping paper, magazines, and try all sorts of different things. So I'd highly recommend digging out whatever you can find and giving everything a go, whether that's using a biro, pencils, paints, collage, anything you can think of. Tip number 2, show you're working. If you've done any practice pieces, even if you've done rough sketches to plan things, which I'd highly recommend doing, and if there are things that you don't like, keep all of them because you can stick them in. It's just like if you're doing a maths paper, the examiner wants to see how you've got from A to B. And it's kind of the same with Art GCSE. You need to show them you're working because they're as much interested in your idea development as they are in the final piece. That comes on to tip 3, which is show development and thinking. So write everything down. People don't realise, but a lot of Art GCSE is about writing, or at least it was when I did it. You want to show the examiner how you think. You also need to master the art of Art GCSE bullshit, where you can't just say this picture was dark. You need to say this picture is dark because it represents this emotional turmoil, using words like juxtaposition and this represents and this made me feel. Examiners love to see that you're thinking like an artist as well as producing work. You need to analyse everything and really overthink things to a point of it being a bit ridiculous, because the more that you can show that you're thinking artistically, the more the examiners will love it. The next tip is try and make it about something you're interested in. You kind of have to become obsessed with your Art GCSE in order to do well in it. You need to show that you're concentrating time, thought and effort into the work that you're producing. Because it's all coursework, you will need to put a lot of time into it, and if you can make it about something that excites you, it will be a lot more fun. Like, I looked at the punk movement when I was going through a bit of an edgy anarchist phase when I was about 14, I think. And then I photographed my friend Harvey when I was really interested in exploring gender, and all of those things I think really helped because I was at least invested in what I was producing. So there you have it. That's my Art GCSE sketchbooks. I hope you enjoyed having a little look through them. I mainly wanted to preserve them in video form before they got eaten by mice in the loft, just so that I had them. But as I said, I was quite surprised because I'd sort of imagined them to be these perfect, amazing things, and then looking back on the work that I did when I was 14, 15, 16, I don't know if I'd hand half of it in now, but then maybe I'm becoming more of a perfectionist. I don't know. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and you can also subscribe. I'm trying to release new videos every week, uni deadlines permitting. Please let me know down below if you're working on your Art GCSE currently, or if you did an Art GCSE. I would love to know more. I hope you have a lovely week, and thank you for watching. Bye!